I'm Carla Cochran, BSN-RN. I'm a graduate student at the University of Texas at Arlington. I'm presenting a book review on Fierce Leadership, a bold alternative to best worst practices of business today by Susan Scott. Susan Scott is the author of bestseller Fierce Conversations, Achieving Success at Work and in Life, One Conversation at a Time, and another bestseller, Fierce Leadership, a bold alternative to the worst practices of business today. Susan Scott is the CEO and founder of Fierce Inc., which is a global company she created after 13 years of leading CEO think tanks. Some of their clients include Yahoo, Starbucks, Cisco, BP, Nestle, Four Seasons Hotels and Resorts, Lego, Best Buy, Coca-Cola, and more. She's an executive coach and a leadership developer, as well as a keynote speaker. The purpose of Fierce Leadership is to help leaders recognize the practices that are not working and replace them with practices that will create better ways of doing things. She encourages you to be yourself, be authentic, because people can recognize when you're not authentic. She advises you to have face-to-face conversations and discusses the importance of building relationships. She says, don't send people an email when you can talk to them. She says to be accountable, be able to admit when you made a mistake, and always, always tell the truth. One of the practices she expresses over and over in her book is the practice of squid eye. She says it's the ability to see the squid while he's blending into his natural environment. It's the ability to see him just being himself. It's the ability to see him even when he doesn't want to be seen. To see him even when he is hiding. By practicing squid eye, we begin to see things that others cannot. You begin to selectively and efficiently gather information. You need to be able to see the threats that face you, spot the things that are not working, and come up with better ways of doing things. The target audience includes leaders, managers, employees, and any group of people working towards a positive change. This book has many strengths. The book is laid out in chapters of so-called best practices. It shows you how to recognize them and provides an alternative and ways of practice. The author uses satire throughout the book. She directs the reader to stop reading and write things down, which promotes self-reflection. The author utilizes catchy phrases, luring you to read the next paragraph. The author gives step-by-step instructions on how to change behaviors. She has frank conversations about real-life issues. There are several useful quotes to take away from this book. One is, have the conversation face-to-face. She stresses this over and over throughout the book. Tackle your toughest challenges today. She gives advice on organization skills and getting things done. Another one thing she stresses, tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. She stresses honesty, integrity, and building relationships. Another one of her quotes, I blew it. She says to admit it when you're wrong, especially if you're the manager. Staff need to hear you admit that you made a mistake. The book did have some shortcomings. Some of the paragraphs were melodramatic. An example is, fierce leaders who have left the dark arts and gone toward the light. Some chapters read like a novel. The first frontier is finding our own courage. Tensions fill the room. The leader stiffens. Sometimes she rambles, and she has no scientific research to back up her claims. In my opinion, the author did achieve her outcomes. In her words, she says, the goal of this book is to help you spot the practices that are holding you back. The practices that leave you crazy, cursing, and covered in cat hair, and replace them with practices that will significantly improve both your performance and your pleasure in everything you do and the results you generate. Personally, I've gained the ability to know what to look for. I know not to take things at face value, to have conversations and build relationships. I know to be accountable. I know that it's okay to admit that I made a mistake. And I know to encourage feedback from my followers. Would I recommend this book? Yeah, I would. I would recommend it to any person who aspires to be or is a leader whether in a social or a professional environment. It provides information to a broad audience because it focuses on quality conversations. So if you are someone who gets things done by communicating with people, this book would benefit you. Susan Scott stated that we are all leaders in some capacity or another, and it doesn't matter if we have the title or not. If you want an entertaining book teaching the skills of a leader, a fierce leader, as Susan Scott would say, try this book. It's one you will keep in your bookshelf and refer back to. Enjoy the exercises the author includes. They will help you to assess yourself.